Hello, magic casters of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my Spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning in to the third episode of our second level spell series. This is going to be one of the most commonly requested spells I've ever had to do. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure as to why, but it's still pretty cool that I'm finally getting around to doing it. It wasn't so much that I didn't want to, it's just the way this channel works. I go in order, it's kind of my shtick, helps keep me organized, helps keep you guys knowing what to expect from me, which is really important. It's all about that consistency. In any case, neither here nor there. Today we're going to be taking a look at Alter Self, which is kind of one of the cooler spells, at least one of the cooler low-level spells from a thematic standpoint, and has a ton of utility to it as well. It is usable by the Sorcerer, Wizard, and the Artificer, and by that what I mean is on their spell list, there are other classes that get access to this, namely the Warlock through an Invocation. That being said, though, it is still found on the Sorcerer, Wizard, and Artificer spell list, so that's what we base it off of. It is found in the Player's Handbook, so we should all have access to it, and it's kind of a staple amongst D&D culture as a whole. In any case, let's move on to its actual mechanics now. Your cast time will be the standard 1 action. Your range is Self. The duration is 1 hour, and it is a concentration spell, so just please bear that in mind. The effect at a glance is as followed. Change your form to gain one of 3 benefits. The first, Aquatic Adaptation. You can breathe underwater and gain a swim speed. That swim speed is equal to your walking speed, by the way, so just make a note. You can change your appearance. Change your height, weight, facial features, sound of your voice, hair length, coloration, and distinguishing characteristics within several limitations. Those limitations are you've got to stay within the same size and basic shape. You can appear as though you are a different race, stuff like that, but same size and shape. Your stats also stay the same, by the way. And the third effect is Natural Weapons. Unarmed strikes deal 1d6 bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage as appropriate. Attacks made this way are considered to be magical and gains a +1 to attack and damage rolls. You're also proficient with these unarmed strikes, which is pretty cool, although I'm pretty sure you are already proficient with unarmed strikes. I might be wrong on that. If I'm wrong on that, please comment down in the comment section beneath. The components are somatic and verbal, meaning you have to gesture with one hand and speak forth an incantation. And the school, and this is actually pretty important, is Transmutation. The reason that's important is these are physical things that happen to your body. This is most notable when it comes to changing your appearance. And that is the primary reason why this is so much better than Disguise Self, is people can't just realize it's a fake by touching you. You'll stand up to a physical inspection, which is really, really, really important. Without further ado, and with the main mechanics addressed, let's take a look at the full description here. Just, so we can understand it better, stuff like that. Oh, man, this is going to be a long one. I do apologize. You assume a different form. When you cast the spell, choose one of the following options, the effects of which last for the duration of the spell. While the spell lasts, you can end one option as an action to gain the benefits of a different one. Aquatic Adaptation. You adapt your body to an aquatic environment, sprouting gills and growing webbing between your fingers. You can breathe underwater and gain a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. Change appearance. You transform your appearance to decide what you look like, including your height, weight, facial features, sound of your voice, hair length, coloration, and distinguishing characteristics, if any. You can make yourself appear as a member of another race, though none of your stats change. You also can't appear as a creature of a different size than you, and your basic shape stays the same. If you're a bipedal, you can use the spell to become a quadrupedal, for instance. At any time for the duration of the spell, you can use your action to change your appearance in this way. Natural weapons. You grow claws, fangs, spines, horns, or a different natural weapon of your choice. Your unarmed strike deal 1d6 bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage as appropriate to the natural weapon you choose, and you are proficient with your unarmed strikes. Finally, the natural weapon is magic, and you have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls you make using it. Oh man, that is quite the mouthful there, let me tell you. So it's gonna be worth noting that by Raw, these are the only 3 options you can pick. It doesn't say anything about you coming up with another one and your GM allowing it. That being said, though, it is something that can happen. Just run it past them well in advance, explain why you want to do it and why it's pertinent to your character, and they might allow you to. A good example of this would be to reskin the breathing underwater to get you a climb speed, for instance. That would make a lot of sense and would make sense thematically based on your character. But outside of simple reskins like that, I would be very hesitant to allow anything else in my game, if that makes sense. With that all being said, let's take a look at some alternative uses that apply by Raw. So one of the best ones to use would be to take advantage of transforming your appearance in a crowded venue. The problem with doing this with Disguise Self is all it requires is someone to bump into you, and they, depending on what you disguise yourself is, can figure out that you're not who you say you are. With this is not an issue. This is also superior to the Changeling's ability, and the main reason why that is a Changeling can only change into another creature it's seen before, whereas Alter Self allows you to basically appear with completely randomized characteristics. You can look like a one-of-a-kind person. It's really cool when you consider it like that. Another great use for Alter Self would be in gladiatorial combat or in fights where you're not going to have your regular weapons, and that's where you're going to really take advantage of that natural weapon feature, which is really good, really cool, helps you gain that edge, right? Another great use of altering your appearance would be to make yourself look like someone famous, influential, or a figurehead. This would really allow you to take advantage of a couple other NPCs that, based on roleplay. Although mechanically and as written it doesn't grant this, I would certainly allow you to make rolls with advantage on any of your charisma related checks, just because, you know, kind of makes sense. And if the roleplay is good, I'd allow inspiration anyways, so for me personally that makes a lot of sense. You could also take advantage of being able to swim and breathe underwater based on certain quest lines, which is kind of a given, granted, but it's still something worth noting. Fantastic. That's about all I could really come up with. If you have any ideas, alternative uses, or cool stories involving Alter Self, I'd really like you to put them down in the description beneath. I like reading them, everyone else does as well. And if you want some bonus points, I'd recommend just putting down any thoughts or ideas of things you would allow Alter Self to do, reskins, other abilities, things of that nature. I'm just curious to see what other DMs have allowed in the past, to be honest with you. Just ideas for my games, you know, and I'm sure that they'll get ideas for their games as well, so it's kind of a win-win. That being said, I'd like to take a moment to thank our patrons, Marcos G. Guzman Jr., Reina, Tanner Frazier, Kenny Garcia, Bruce T., Tato Seal, and Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Thank you so much, guys. Your support has been unbelievable. It's great getting to know all of you, and it's great speaking with all of you. If you want to speak with us or have a great conversation, please check out the daily live streams we have on the channel from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we do them almost every day. Every once in a while something will happen in my personal life, we're unable to run one. If that's the case, check our communities tab and it'll be in there, the update. Fantastic, and if you like that hand-drawn Warforge on the screen and you'd like your own D&D picture to be hand-drawn and sent over to you, please check out our Patreon videos to figure out exactly how to do that. Thank you so much for your time, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, happy casting.